What if you could unlock the secrets of an empire that built an army not just for war, but for eternity? Welcome to the world of Qin Shi Huang and his terracotta army. A man that conquered the entire China, laid the foundation for its success, and left behind one of the greatest wonders of the world. And if his story wasn't crazy enough, as a side quest, he decided to embark on a journey to find the potion for eternal life. The year is 247 BC, and China is divided in 7 states. Qin, Zhao, Wei, Yang, Han, Qi, and Chu currently form the warring states of China, a cluster of regions that are trying to break apart from China's central rule. The atmosphere is tense, as all the states are constantly fighting, trying to prove themselves worthy of ruling the Chinese kingdom. This has been the reality for a while, but now something has changed. Someone willing to break the rules and win at all costs ascends to power in the Qin region. That someone is Ying Yang. Assisted by Liu Buwei, a wealthy merchant, acting as the regent prime minister, Ying Yang succeeds his father, becoming the king of Qin, a reign that would change the history of China forever. Since his early days, his actions seemed to match his ambitions, and once he was prepared, he began his military achievements by quickly conquering the Han state by 230 BC, Zhao state by 228 BC, the Wei state by 225 BC, Yang state by 223 BC, the Qi state by 222 BC, and finally, the Chu state by 221 BC. After conquering all the states, by the age of 38, he declares himself Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. Some would consider this expansion as an achievement for a lifetime, but Qin Shi Huang's ambitions were way bigger than what he had already achieved. With a unified China, his actions would be more impactful than ever, and not only did he achieve great military success, he also contributed with the stepping stones to create a more advanced Chinese society. Qin standardized the written language and the communication system, enabling parts of the empire that did not speak the same language to communicate and interact with each other. He also implemented a centralized legal system that served to enforce his laws and punishments across all of the regions of the empire. This helped maintaining social order and reduce a lot of conflicts between the regions. He created a network of roads, canals, and irrigation systems, increasing agricultural productivity and speeding up the communication and transportation of supplies. Qin also standardized a weight and measurement system across his regions, facilitating the exchange of goods between buyer and seller. And last but not least, he created official coins and a unified currency to stimulate the trading of goods and services and promote an active and prosperous economy. With all these developments, Qin built the foundation for success in every important field of a society. And if you pay close attention, he had a master plan hiding in plain sight. Benefiting from better communication, social order, faster movement, and a thriving economy, with more food and more people, Qin's army was stronger than ever. However, not all was as perfect as it seems. Qin was known for his brutal leadership, harsh punishments, and oppressive rule. He famously ordered the burning of books and sentenced Confucian scholars that promoted liberal ideologies, as this were a threat to his idea of absolute obedience to the ruler. This made him highly unpopular amongst the people, something that resulted in rebellions and assassination attempts. Qin also centralized all the power to himself, leading to some of his officials and generals to feel disregarded and in thirst for power, later leading them to plot against him. And last but not least, he loved to show his brutal force on the battlefield, so not only did he defeat his enemies, but he destroyed their villages, including civilians, impacting the lives of innocent families. All these actions created a lot of enemies throughout his life, and a lot of people were seeking revenge. Completely aware of this situation, he got extremely paranoid throughout the years, fearing for his life, his empire, and his land. Using a series of walls previously built by his enemies to protect their territory during the warring states, Qin commissioned his people to extend and connect these fortifications into a single structure, contributing to the formation of the Great Wall, a symbol of protection and unification for the people of China. But if you believe he was finished, don't be deceived. He had one last trick up his sleeve, and his new goal was way bigger than ever before. In the midst of his paranoia, Qin developed an obsession with the afterlife. So he decided it was better to get started on his quest to prepare for whatever would come after. And how did he prepare? By building a massive mausoleum complex with everything he needed for the afterlife. His first step? A life-sized army, with figures between 6 to 6.5 feet tall, a little above the average height for the modern days. The production of this army was a highly organized process. It involved building infrastructure like workshops, hiring specialized craftsmen, and having an optimized workflow with proper supervision. The name of the army comes from the terracotta clay used to create the soldiers. This clay was known for its high quality and natural red hue, and it was ideal for sculpting, air drying, and firing. This process made the figures more durable and resistant to decay. Standardized molds were created in order to facilitate the mass production of legs, torsos, arms, and heads that would later be assembled together. But even though molds were used in the production of the soldiers, to have a complete army, you need different types of warriors on the battlefield. So just to make sure, Qin ordered infantry soldiers, standing and kneeling archers, cavalry, and charioteers. Accompanying the 8,000-plus soldiers excavated to this day, more than 40,000 weapons were found in the mausoleum. Ranging from bronze swords, spears, crossbows, daggers, shields, and battle axes, you can see Qin didn't spare on anything, not even when it comes to variety. Qin also made sure that the soldiers looked unique, requesting every single one of them to have their own facial expressions. Archaeologists who have worked on the site confirm it is really difficult to go through all the soldiers and find two individuals that look the same. Showcasing the high level of craft and attention to detail that went into creating the warriors further emphasized the power and status of the rulers they were meant to protect. So to increase their lifelike appearance, Qin had minerals sourced from the mines to extract their pigments and achieve 7 vibrant colors that would later be used to paint the terracotta army. Azurite for blue, cinnabar for red, malachite for green, burnt umber for brown, calcite for white, and charcoal for black. The purple color in particular has fascinated archaeologists, as it was a color hard to create, and it was only available to the elite and wealthy members of the ancient Chinese society. The warriors were not placed randomly either, they were in military formation, strategically facing east, the direction that Qin deemed his opponents were more likely to attack. Although the army is considered the main feature because of its magnitude, Qin's mausoleum was not only about protection, it was also about culture, arts, and entertainment, things he dearly held close to his heart. While excavating the pits, archaeologists also found acrobats, dancers, and musicians. These sculptures were different than the warriors, as they displayed an advanced understanding of human anatomy and kinetic laws of body movement. Some archaeologists even speculate that these figures were inspired by the Hellenistic art period prevalent in ancient Greece, a period that contemplated a collection of the most appreciated Greek sculptures to this day. Adding to that, one of the pits excavated looked like an imperial garden, built for the amusement of Qin's family. This garden was inhabited by 46 bronze water birds, including geese, cranes, and swans. The birds were accompanied by 15 kneeling men, alongside the remnants of ancient musical instruments, which archaeologists believe these men were there to train the birds to dance to the rhythm of music in order to delight Qin and his family. While the construction of the mausoleum was ongoing, Qin was pursuing his fantasy, traveling across lands on a quest to achieve immortality through alchemy. Qin believed mercury was the key to achieve his final goal, so he often mixed his wine with liquid mercury, a chemical substance that is now known to be extremely toxic. Needless to say, his quest for eternal life was cut short because he ended up poisoning himself. His mausoleum got finished 2 years after, and later, robbed when invaded. His empire fell for years later to the Han Dynasty, leading to the next phase of China's development, which lasted more than 400 years. The craziest part is, no one knew about this until 1974, when two farmers found fragments of pottery when they were digging a well to provide water for their crops. We hope you enjoyed the video. Check out our latest videos for more fascinating stories. Until the next one, Cloud out!